Hey guys, it's Brian with Engadget. We are here in the 3D Systems. We're actually here atop the 3D Systems booth in the 3D printing area of CES. I don't think I need to introduce you, but I will introduce you. will.i.am to my left.
How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for joining us. I'm going to start with this question. What does creative director mean? What do you do as a creative director?
So it's a chief creative officer. So I hunted 3D Systems down. I was looking for a company that could help me with bringing to market 3D printers that print with sustainable materials. And that was my idea.
Yeah.
And so I did all my research on 3D Systems. I'm like, wow, they make 3D printers that print in aluminum, titanium, ceramic,
chocolate now,
yeah, sugar. If I could meet these guys, pitch them my idea, that would be amazing. If they could point me in a direction, that would be amazing too. So when I first met with Avi, the CEO, I told him about what the idea was around sustainability and how that is in conjunction with what I do in inner cities, giving kids a STEM skill set in partnership with Team Cayman and US First and Lorraine Jobs in college time and the cluster. And what the result of that will be 20 years from now when a kid that's 12, went through school with this STEM skill set and this whole, mentality of I have been given the tools of tomorrow to discipline me today, to not leave and escape the ghetto, but change my ghetto.
To get back to the community.
So I put these clusters together. So I was hoping and wishing that they were open-minded and seeing my vision, and boy were they. Avi was like, we had like session after session after session for a year, just brainstorming, thinking on the possibilities of what 3D printers look like in the intersection of popular culture. Not for like CAD developers and hobbyists, but just common folk.
Yeah.
Why would a common person need a 3D printer? So we started brainstorming, thinking. So he says, Will, all this creative thinking, why don't you come on board 3D Systems officially?
Yeah.
I was like, are you serious?
You didn't need the cash.
But I need those type of people around me.
Yeah.
Being around creative people, geeks, I'm like a wanna geek. Like geeks are the coolest thing in the world.
These are your rock stars over here.
Geeks are the coolest people on the freaking planet. Right? And every young kid in inner city needs to know that. Right? There's no one cool. There's nobody shaping the world the way geeks do. A geek will walk into a situation if it's hectic or a problem and come out with solutions. They're not stressed out like, oh my gosh, it's so hard. They ain't whining and bitching. Right? So I try to encourage inner city kids to try to be like geeks. Try to look at the world from, I want to solve it. I'm going to discipline myself in these areas so I'm a part of the solution. So I'm part of the conversation of resolution.
So when you're talking about making these commercial products, making these accessible for people, exactly what role are you going to play? If we see a product from 3D Systems next year, what kind of input will you have had on it?
So to say that I'm going to be designing the product, that's not realistic.
Yeah.
To say like, I need this product and I need you to meet this person in this section of society that you probably don't think you need to meet, Avi. We need to bring this person in to reimagine why it's not me that's going to be doing it, it's me connecting a different discipline to look at this totally differently than how they're going about it now. So it's that type of cross-disciplinary, creative sessions. That's what I think 3D Systems need. It's like the Segway. The Segway was given to the wrong people at first.
But you've worked with Team Cayman in the past.
Yeah, but he invented the technology for Segway. He didn't start the company. But if you were to think, now that we know what went wrong, it's the wrong people had it first. Why did they give it to action sports first? Why didn't they give it to, how come it didn't become a sport first? Why was mall cops on him first? Why were they not, right, it's the wrong people.
Why was Paul Blart the first one with the Segway?
It should have been freaking Tony Hawk. It should have created something that was like, wow.
Okay, so whose hands do these need to be in?
Designers that design aspirational things. things you want.
Fashion.
Right now, fashion, you know, accessory makers, but not hobbyists. My sister,
Yeah.
she's got to want to have it, not because she's a gadget fiend, because she wants to buy stuff.
But it's so important. I mean, it's so important to appeal to the geeks, right? To appeal to the people who like the technology.
Well, it needs to be just what a laptop is. A geek loves the laptop differently from how my sister loves the laptop. A hacker loves the laptop differently from how, you know, that 12-year-old girl that just got a laptop for Christmas.
Yeah.
Maybe it isn't as robust as a hacker computer, but still a laptop. Now, when you think of 3D printers, 3D printing companies think of hobbyists and cadders. And my sister and that young girl, that young guy that's in junior high school aren't even a part of the conversation.
Yeah.
Right? It's like iPods. Were they just for music fans? Like when Apple brought the iPod out, who was it for initially? I know Black Eyed Peas did the first commercial for it.
Yeah.
But who was it for?
Yeah.
But they thought about music lovers.
Yeah.
So when you think of this machine here, it should be for accessory lovers. Accessories for everything. Like a song is to an iPod, accessories should be for these. Accessories.
We were talking about this a little bit before, and I sort of asked you, you know, how much of the technology, you know, do you understand? Like how deep can you drill? And is it important to the role that you're playing at 3D Systems to know how this industrial printer works?
No. Just like when I'm making an album, the executive or the marketing person doesn't necessarily have to make music to understand how to communicate that to an audience. For me to sit here and say, man, I know everything it takes to make this, I would be bullshitting you.
Yeah.
For me to say they hired me here because I'm an expert at CADing, that's bullshit too. I am here because I understand popular culture.
Do you have? I'm curious because you know you're getting involved with all these STEM programs, and obviously you're very passionate about teaching kids how to do programming, which is fantastic. I'm wondering if that's something you've dabbled in yourself.
I go to MIT now, taking a computer science class.
Wow. For again, it's not a money thing. Why do you want to learn that?
Because 20 years from now is amazing, and I want to be a part of the creative conversation.
Yeah.
I don't want to, you know, live vicariously through another coder and telling them my ideas, and they sit there and do it. I don't like when people do that to me with music, saying, "Hey, Will, make me a beat like this."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, why don't you make it?" Even though I like collaborating like that, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
That's a great way to collaborate with someone that doesn't really understand how to take an idea musically and translate it with their equipment. I like that too. But because I know how to make music on a computer, I want to be able to code. I don't know what's telling me to do it. It's just a passion.
Yeah.
It's just an energy. It's like I feel like I'm 16 again and I just want to make music. God darn it, I can't wait to get some equipment. I remember that feeling, man, I can't wait to get I want to get a sampler, a beat machine. I just want to make music. I feel that way now.
We talked a little bit about your involvement with schools, your involvement with STEM, these programs that you're doing to help educate inner city kids, and this seems like really good crossover potential right here. I mean, what a cool thing to start getting these into classrooms, to start getting in these into like after school programs.
Yeah. So I remember when I was in the 9th grade, I took wood class. I don't know if you took wood class in school.
Shop, yeah, wood shop.
I don't know what that skill did for me, but I took it in school.
Yeah.
I thought it was important. As if I was going to be woodchucking all the time, making wood shit. For some reason, I took that.
Yeah.
This is different now. A 3D printer. Think about, I don't have the same equipment in wood at home. In the future, we'll have this at home.
Yeah.
In the future, manufacturing and distribution will change. So teaching kids on what the world looks like today, is super, super important. It's especially kids in inner cities. Because it's the kids in inner cities that are gonna have the opportunity to imagine the future different than the privileged, right? Just like we reimagined music, and the technology gave me the tools to do it. If the computer didn't allow me to share my ideas, I would be stuck in the ghetto. So there's some kid that's going to benefit from this machine. And I think that's the reason why I'm here with 3D Systems, is to think for that person, to think for my sister on why they need it. Because there's so many machines that are made for cadders, hobbyists. There's enough. I think we need a different translation for the next generation of 3D printers and what they mean in popular culture.
Thank you so much, Will.
Thank you.